Hey guys, it's Backmarker, and given that we've thrown in the towel for iRacing Road Racing, I figured what better way to send it off than to do a pesky little GT3 race. So, here we are doing a pesky little GT3 race. Round Road America. We did one race prior to this. I was doing extraordinarily well until I forgot about iRacing Death Wiggle, and I was like, oh, I saved it, got back on the power. Oh, I saved it again, got back on the power. Oh my god, I didn't save it, why is it still spinning? Because I'm so used to playing all the G-Motor 2 titles these days. So, or G-Motor in general. But, with that said, let's give iRacing a proper send-off and hope for a clean, fun GT3 race. Oh, whoa, I'm funny, I know. Well, that's a fair good amount of positions on the inside line there. Don't come over, McLaren. Oh my god. Welcome to iRacing GT3, folks. Let's get this party started. Don't do it, BMW. There's no room, BMW. Let it be, BMW. Jeez. Thanks for the room, bro. Oh boy. GT3s. Whoa. Missed my apex a little bit there, but no worries. It's nice having not played multiplayer for so long, gotten more used to being around traffic and all of that against AI and the G-Motor games, that now I'm nervous, of course. Who wouldn't be? I'm nervous before a race in-game stock car, but it's nice to know more what I'm doing than I used to, so I gotta say that's a plus. Please don't get in the middle of the road, okay. Kinda taking a risk there by not lifting. Oh no. Oh man. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a car. Well, that ought to bring us up to the top 10. I'm pretty sure I'm as fast, if not faster, than this orange Porsche as well. Oh my god, top 5. Really? Ugh, GT3, folks. There's 4 incidents we didn't need. Well, at least we're settled in now, and you can see a fire-spitting McLaren up here. This corner, is probably my worst. If I'm gonna spin, it's gonna be on that corner that we just went through. Because for some reason, the car just gets dragged to the inside of that corner, and the rear wants to come around no matter how much traction control I put in it, so if you guys are waiting for the spin, fast forward to the end of the video, because I bet it's probably at that corner, if there is a spin. There may not even be a spin. We may get a top 5 out of this. I'd be impressed. Be a proper send-off. Bit loose on entry there. See if we can get the exit right here. Get him into turn 1, maybe. It's gonna be close. He's gonna cover it. No, he's not. Dumb idea. Because we just went around you. Now the McLaren. The fire-breathing McLaren. Not the best carousel of my life. Quite a slow carousel, if I do say so myself. I'm too used to taking the champ cars around here. Come on, where's my 800 horsepower turbo with a giant wing on the back? And front. And shaped like a wedge. And open wheels, open cockpit. And the wind rushing by my face. And the scary head movements. Champ car. At least we're more relaxed now. I've calmed down, we're out of traffic. I'm just not sure I can hold off the guy behind me. He's been coming pretty quick. Although we may not need to. Hey, if I can get a top 3, I'll be massively impressed. But, you know, that was P1, so therefore he should probably pass the guy in front of me, which will hold them both up. Allow me to catch up, and at least pass the green McLaren. Actually, he's not Mr. Spotter. He used to be. Or they might wreck each other. They are running very close. And we all know what running close in iRacing is like. With unskilled drivers, that is. Push it to the limit. Oh! Whew. That curb in real life is extraordinarily slippery. I don't know if I would have survived that in real life, but whatever. We're still alive now. That's all that matters. Still a little loose on turn-in for that corner. Leader's getting held up massively by this green McLaren. Well, the once leader. And the guy that was gaining on us must have wiped out as well, and we must be on a European or Australian server, it looks like. I just noticed that. So we might be alright with a comfortable 4th place. Possibly 3rd if we can get past this green McLaren, which I really don't see being an issue. McLaren's meet Porsche. Oh boy. Oh god. Oh god. So much just happened. Come on, turn, go, fast. Lost a little bit of time through there. Gonna lose a lot of time through here. Because as much as I'd like to say I'm just as good as McLaren on the brakes and through high-speed corners, that's just fundamentally untrue. The Porsche has its strengths. Braking is not one of them. Against the McLaren, at least. The McLaren is the best braker of all of them, I believe. And you can tell he has a lot better handling through high-speed corners, which I assumed was... Well, I didn't assume. It's just a characteristic of the McLaren. The McLaren's good through high-speed corners and braking, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. At least that's what I've always noticed. I don't know if it's true, but... Corner! Oh. Getting a little understeery here. And I'm off my gears. Virgil's gonna come back at us, and given that he dive bombed straight off the track here last time, I'm not sure how safe I'm gonna feel around him. This is where we really gain a lot of our time on the McLaren, but there's just no passing opportunities through there. Hopefully Virgil's patient, which I imagine is not going to be the case. Because if I can start battling out with this McLaren, I'll open up a gap that he can just shoot through with me, but... I take him as the guy who's going to want to make his own gap for both of us, instead of trying to wait for a gap to open. Only one way to find out, though. If it gets a little too hairy, I'll just let him go. Like that! And make the gap for me. Because, you know, dive bombs, right? Jesus. Or the McLaren will spin. Damn it! Well, I mean, at least it gives us the position, but... You know. Now we have to concentrate on a guy that's significantly faster than us, I bet. At least he covered the entire inside. Come on, exit speed. The McLaren struggles through here for some reason. Looks like it wasn't only the green guy that was struggling. I gain a lot of time on Virgil, too. about halfway done, give or take. I bet he'll try it again, so I'm not even going to try and defend because I don't want him to go into the back of me. Tried the crossover, but he was too slow. I would have gone into the back of him. Can we go around the outside? Only one way to find out. No, I don't think we can. Unless we outbrake him. Which will not happen. Don't you come into me! Ay, ay, ay. That's fine. Take a deep breath. Just slowing ourselves down like this, but I don't know what else to do. I'm having a lot of fun. Ooh, brakes, what are you doing? That was weird. I didn't get as much braking as I usually do through there. Spongy brakes. Told you, this is gonna be that corner. I need to calm the F down. Guy behind me is gaining on me, and the guy ahead of me is losing me. And we are... I'd say I'm actually a bit faster than Virgil, to be quite honest with you. He's just way more aggressive, and the McLaren has brakes that can outperform the Porsche. Car's getting a little tight on me. Might have to back up the corners just a touch. Forgetting to shift for this corner again. I don't know why that is. Just losing my concentration. It's a shame that battle had to end. Because he's pulling away now. I don't think there's going to be any catching him now. Making too many mistakes. Like shifting in that corner when I'm not supposed to. Oh my god, come on, Slade. Let's get back in the game. Here we go. Focus. Know what I'm doing. Not even just to catch Virgil, just to keep my top 3. Catching Virgil would be a bonus at this point. I'm back into it now, I think. About, I don't know, 20 more minutes left. Yep. Lap traffic, I think. Feels really good to be back, I must say. Despite the fact that it's, you know, unclean, crappy racing of GT3, it still feels good to be back. And I learned so much from racing with the AI of all the game stock cars and R-Factors and R-Factor 2s that it really taught me way more patience than I ever knew before, which is why I'm a lot more successful at road racing now. I just don't know if I'm successful enough to keep going. But, you know, we'll see. If this keeps going well, we'll keep it up. Don't you come over here. .207.9 is a bit slow, but we don't have the pristine tires that we started with either. Usually I'm running 207.4s, 207.5s. I ran a single 206.8 or 9, I don't remember, with minimum fuel and, yeah, minimum fuel. We should be good from behind though. We are catching Virgil, or at least, you know, staying close, but it's not going to be enough. I don't think I can make all that time up and pass him and keep him behind me in 20 minutes unless he makes a mistake. So like I said, my main focus right now is just keeping my third place, really. I mean, if this race goes well, it's not guaranteed that I'll give it up. I've learned so much from doing other sims that I learned that iRacing is not a good introductory sim, because my sim racing experience before iRacing was basically NASCAR Racing 2003 season with mods. So when I jumped into iRacing as my first full-fledged, you know, online sim, I always felt slow and didn't know what I was doing and always wondering why I was crashing. It was a lack of experience. Now that I've played game stock car, R-Factor, all that against the AI that are very unpredictable and stuff like that, it's actually a lot easier to know your patience and know your limits when you come back to something like iRacing. So that reminds me, one of my big messages these days is iRacing is not a beginner's sim. If you want a racing sim, you need to start with a G-Motor sim, be it R-Factor 1, game stock car, or R-Factor 2. I suggest R-Factor 1 or game stock car preferably, because I think R-Factor 2 is just half-baked enough that it would make it hard to learn from. So I don't think that would be an excellent route to start, but if you want to, I mean, I'm not going to stop you. It's got some amazing features that, you know, these other sims do not have, which is frustrating, but still, you know, it's still half-baked enough that it's not going to teach you what you need to know. So personally, I would suggest Game Stock Car as a first sim, or, you know, something like that. But iRacing, no. iRacing is not an introductory sim. iRacing's physics are just too... They're not weird, but they're just weird enough that to someone who's just starting out, you'll do something stupid with iRacing physics, and you'll be like, why did that even happen? And it'll just frustrate you to no end. But once you have the experience that you would get with G-Motor sims and stuff like that, you'd start to understand, you know what? Physics, they just go weird sometimes. And in iRacing, you just gotta compensate for them. The biggest thing you're gonna have to learn to cope with in iRacing is the death wiggle that multiple other sims don't have. iRacing's death wiggle is the biggest physics bug that you'll have to compete with when trying to learn how to drive smoothly in iRacing. Now, it's not, you know, so prominent that it's game-breaking, but it is prominent enough that it makes you question how far to the limit you want to push a car, because, you know, it's not as easy and realistic to save a car in iRacing as it is most of the G-Motor sims. So, that's enough for that, but hopefully you guys understand my point here in that iRacing is just wonky enough and just I don't see. I think saying it's wonky gives the wrong impression, because it's very polished. It's very good. It's a very good sim. I enjoy it very much. But you have to have a fundamental understanding of how to drive in a sim and all of that, how to drive around traffic and how to be patient, and you have to, actually I know exactly what to say. You have to have an amazing sense of what racecraft is before you can really succeed in iRacing. And racing against the AI and the G-Motor sims that I was racing in my off time really helped me tune that and perfect that, and it's actually helped me understand that, you know, as much as I said it before, I always, you know, got frustrated when people saw a wreck as an opportunity to gain positions. I can't say I was immune to that. I always saw a wreck as, ooh, that's another position. Whereas what you should have seen a wreck as is, hey, right ahead of me is a race-ending moment. And if you charge headlong into that, you're going to be part of it. You're not going to finish this race. You're going to lose a bunch of statistics. You're going to be frustrated all afternoon. And it's not going to be worth it. Like that wreck in the beginning, and then the 4-car battle down the straightaway that ensued. It wasn't worth my time to go headlong into that wreck and try and, you know, find a gap. It wasn't worth going 3 wide into the hairpin on lap 1. You know, all of that. Because I didn't do any of that, I am currently sitting P3 with little to no effort, other than my practice of being on pace. And by practice, I mean I did maybe 10, 15 laps of practice. Got about 107, constant 107s, joined a race, said I'm good to go. Raced, I was fighting for a position 8 most of the time, and then I death wiggled it into a wall and ended my race, and then a couple days, we are here doing this race, and succeeding, because we didn't make any stupid decisions. So, the G-Motor sims teach you the racecraft you need to know to do an MMO racing sim. To some people, that's going to be obvious. And you know what? To some people who are just joining, that's going to be obvious. You're going to be like, well, duh. You have to know the fundamentals before you can succeed. Yeah, of course you do. But it's not as easy as you're thinking. You know, you're thinking, oh, duh, it's just the fundamentals. I know how to race. Yeah, sure. Do you really, though? When it comes down to it, you know, you read a lot of books from the Skip Barber guys, you know, and they taught you a bunch of racecraft and all that. But on the track, the scenarios aren't exactly the same as they are in the books or on the videos. You know, you still have to make those decisions, and any practice you can get making those decisions will help you infinitesimally with your transition to iRacing. So, that's my little rant on how I may or may not throw the towel in with iRacing. I learned a lot being away from iRacing that has helped me enjoy iRacing more than I ever have in the past. However, I still enjoy other sims, physics, and just racing with the AI is good enough for me. So I don't know, it's a bit of a toss-up right now. I'm in the middle of the road with iRacing right now, no pun intended. But it's hanging in the back of my head. But now you guys know what I'm thinking. feel free to let me know what you're thinking in the comments below or on Twitter. My Twitter probably won't be linked in the description. I'll probably forget. But if I didn't forget, it's linked in the description. Anyway, that was a good talk. We are down to 10 minutes. I don't really have much else to say. Yeah. I'm gonna try and go for a hot lap, so I'm gonna be quiet and see what we can do with these tires at this point in the race. Well, they're pretty damn broken. They're pretty worn down. They are ready to be changed. I mean, not literally. In an actual race, I would not go for a pit stop on lap 15, but they've been worn down. I also wouldn't have been pushing as hard as I was, you know, for the first 15 laps either, if it was a real race. Although, I guess it is a real race, isn't it? Wouldn't Blancpain, I think it's Blancpain, I don't know. I know a lot of people call it Blancpain. Merca. Anyway, I know, so this race is 40 minutes long. Does that mean the actual sprint races are 40 minutes long? Because in that case, maybe I would have a tire change by now. Do they have a soft compound in that Blancpain? I think it's Blancpain series? Because if they do, then that's probably where they would change, is do the first stint on softs, change to hards to finish out the race, or maybe soft to soft, I don't know. Who knows? Not a series that I actually follow. But my god, nothing beats that flat 6 sound when you stamp on it. Like right there. I know it's all it's doing is giving me understeer, but still, I have 14 seconds to kill. But still, when you're coming into a corner here, boom! When you stomp back on that flat 6, it sounds so glorious. iRacing did a good job of that. I still think their sounds could use a good amount of dirtying up, if you know what I mean. Right now, they sound very, very clean. They sound like straight samples, which is, I guess it's fine. I mean, you know, it's great, really, high quality samples, but that's not what you would hear in real life. You would hear clicks, clangs of gravel hitting your car, and you know, dirt being kicked up by the tires, and your backfires especially. That's one thing I really miss in iRacing as opposed to R3E. You can hear the car throaty backfires when you're downshifting and going into a hairpin or something. But iRacing's very clean samples are cool. You know, very high quality samples. Well done to their sample gathering team. Now just dirty them up a little bit. Like that right there, I should have heard the suspension come down off that curb, the wheel make contact with the pavement, because it's a pretty big bump off that curb. If you guys watch, you can either rewind and watch me come off that curb just now, or you know, we'll probably come off many curbs to in the future. But I don't know. It's just, you know, it's something R3E has, and something Game Stock Car does amazing is the bottoming out sounds. If you guys take the V8 supercars to the really simple track, I don't know, really don't know what it's called, but it starts with a C, I think, and it's basically straight, chicane, straight, sweeping right, straight, and back to the start finish. There's like 2 straights, a chicane, and a sweeping right. It's literally like a drag strip that you just find a way to, you do 2 different turns to circle back. But I'm not sure what it's called. I think it's something outer circuit that starts with a C. So I'm sure one of you know what I mean. But yeah, if you take that track, if you take that track with the V8 stock cars, go into turn 1 at full speed and listen while you're braking into turn 1. Listen how the cars just starts scraping along the pavement over those bumps into turn 1. It is just so immersive. It gets me every time. It makes me really feel like I'm so in that cockpit, you know. So if you guys are curious and you have a spare time in your day, go take it around. I think it's like Curitiba outer circuit, or I don't know, it's something outer circuit. It's literally straight chicane, straight sweeper, and you're done. So go on that track with the V8 stock car, do a single lap, brake hard into turn 1 for the chicane, and you'll hear the splitter just start scraping against the ground every time you go over one of those bumps, and it is glorious. It is the most glorious sound in all of sim racing. Nobody has ever gotten the bottoming out sound so right than Game Stock Car. Oh my god, I love it. But yeah, I mean, even if iRacing ripped the sound out of Reese's hands and put it in iRacing, I would be happy, because that would add so much character to the braking zones. Just hearing that splitter just rub against the pavement. I know it's not a good thing. You don't want that to happen. But at some point, you just can't help it, you know? You have to keep the car low to get that downforce, the suction downforce, plus the keeping it low, keeping the air out of the bottom of the car, and keeping it all going the way you want. I need to stop talking and start paying attention. I have 15 seconds to spare, though. I'm not in a big challenge here. Anyway, you got to keep the car low, so at some point you're going to have it bottom out no matter what. So when it does bottom out, best sound ever. Everyone thinks Assetto Corsa's physics sounds are the best. I'm not just trying to hate on Assetto Corsa, because everyone who criticizes another sim thinks, oh, you're just a hater. But I don't like Assetto Corsa's physics sounds, to be quite honest with you. I think they sound a little fake. Having driven open and closed cockpit race cars at least once, you don't hear that much suspension squeaking and all that. No, there's no way. At least I never heard it. But what I did hear was the car bottoming out, was the gravel hitting the sides of the car, the tire, you know, rolling over different types of pavement. That's what I heard. I didn't hear any of the suspension creaking, which Assetto Corsa has massive amounts of. It just sounds like the car's about to fall apart, to be honest with you. But go on, you guys can all call me an Assetto Corsa hater now. Go dislike the video, because I know you will. Well, at least the Assetto Corsa guys will. Let's see, can we attack R Factor 2 now? Just put it around everybody. Make sure everyone dislikes this video. How dare you not like my sim? My sim's the best sim, and no one else can argue with me. What do you mean you like to have fun and don't care about who has the superior physics? It's only about accurate simulation, bro. I don't care if you have fun, as long as my suspension travels exactly 2 millimeters over this curb on this track with laser scanned accuracy. Then I don't care if you have fun. Ah, come on. Shut the fuck up. Oh god, I'm getting on a tangent. Good thing this race is ending soon, otherwise I'd break into a full-fledged rant about every single sim that's on the market right now. That was the introduction to iRacing. The introduction to the iRacing rant, because there's a forum thread going on right now of why Kunos and iRacing have very different development times for their cars. And everyone's talking about if they would rather the accuracy of, you know, iRacing's, you know, getting everything modeled super, super accurate versus getting it modeled accurately enough to simulate racing and to drive well. So, if you guys want to know my stance, I would rather a company accurately simulate a car to drive well and have fun than to have the exact amount of like suspension travel, body roll, chassis flex, and all of that, just because I prefer to race. I won't drive any of these cars in my life. So I really don't care. I don't really care how accurately they're simulated, as long as they are challenging to drive, fun to drive, and fun to race. I don't really care how much the suspension travels, but I'll leave all that for another video, or you guys will flare it up in the comments section, one or the other. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this maybe proper send-off. Like I said, I'm still on the fence. Learned a lot from GameStock Car and R-Factor and all that to better myself in iRacing, so who knows, maybe we may not be sending iRacing off as soon as I thought, but for now, I will just see you guys on the next video. Also, 2 things. Oh, Virgil got the win. GG. I should actually let him know that was a fun race. Can I right-click? Nice. Oh, I hope everyone finished, because that would be a bullshit off track. I don't remember what I was saying, but you know what? Oh, the video. The video is the F1 race for U-Kite is all done and needs to be edited, and the race that I posted on Twitter that had my wheel heated up for 45 minutes is also all done but needing to be edited. But I don't know. I've been in the process of moving, plus getting a new job because of my move, and oh man, so much stuff going on right now, and I can't really make it all work in time. So that said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, enjoy this I guess TV view of our little fights throughout the race. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.